It's week 8 of the NFL, and we have Brandon Stevens. He'll make you pay if you throw his way too often. It's the Jets and the Bengals, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Well, we are in store for a great game today, everyone. Kate Scott and Brock Heward, along for the ride in this one. We love these kind of games, Brock, and that's because we had a pair of teams who both gotten off to good starts this season. They find themselves with winning records as we now work our way through the front half of this schedule.
Yeah, you know, we try to be pros, and every game, right, is a big game, but when you have teams that have gotten off to these starts, we know these are both playoff caliber teams. They look that way right now, and this is also a measuring.
Katie York set to get this one started. And away we go from East Rutherford. Kickoff taken at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. Well, hang on there. Hang on a moment. Looks like we've got an injured player on the kick return. They're going to check on him now. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Right to the air, Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On the toss, it's Algier. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space, like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
Short pass brought in. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Taken in by Williams outright. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Desmond King up to make the tackle. 3rd and just 2 to go. Burrow back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
So it'll be another 1st and 10 for him, Brock, down at the opposing 37. Play action now, Burrow. That's to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. To throw again, it's Burrow. On target to his man Higgins. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Burrow setting up the play action. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Algier. And he runs it across, touchdown. The Bengals finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Return's looking good so far. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
Sure feels like the bye week came at a perfect time for him and his team as well, right? Everybody some time to rest, recharge mentally, and really get yourself energized, Kate, to attack the rest of this regular season, starting with this contest.
First down, Smith to throw. He lofts it deep left. Brought in inside the 20. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. First carry here for Braylon Allen. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. This one's caught. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
On the handoff, here's Davis. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets finish off their opening drive. On is Katie York for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jets start off well to tie things 7-7. On now is York to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. Returns looking good so far. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. First down, Burrow to throw. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Burrow from the gun. Pass is caught at the 9. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. He'll throw it yet again. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals break the tie here in the 1st. Well, in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Cordero Patterson now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. 2nd drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Shotgun handoff for Allen. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense.
It's the pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
From the 28. Catch made by Mitchell. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Smith on 1st down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. The give to Allen out of the shotgun. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Right back to Allen. And he drives this forward to the 6. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Blitz coming for Smith. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on in that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Finds some space. He's past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. On 1st down, here's Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals. Burrow out of the shotgun. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Second down carry for Algier. And he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
That's completed right side. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm.
Yeah.
Especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
From the 27. This one taken in by Chase. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle. We're paused now as trainers come out to work on an injured player. And this is certainly noteworthy because that is Jamar Chase who's hurt. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. On 2nd and 10, Burrow again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And oh, he got it! Interception! Brandon Stevens has it.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Allen trying this straight ahead. He's got a gain of 6 there. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach 3rd down. Well, these top-tier offenses have brought the firepower so far. Plenty of points in that first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from MetLife coming right up. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They'll start out with third and maybe a couple inches at most. On the handoff, Allen. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Give him 3 on that game. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First and 10 now. Here's Smith. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They bring Wilson in motion right. Shotgun snap to Smith. To the left side and reeled in by Wilson. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Caleb Farley arranging over for that stop. Second down now, 7 to go.
At their 48-yard line.
Up the middle, here goes Allen. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. It's Allen again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's second and 11. That one's caught along the left sideline. Zach Taylor decisive. He's got the challenge flag out there.
Previous play is under review.
Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a third one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. This is Allen on the give. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he's stopped. Good rip on first down. That brings up second and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
This is Allen. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. On the carry, it's Allen. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. From the gun, Smith. Into the end end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Throwing on third, Smith. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw. Just the right touch.
To muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone, and call me a little biased, go ahead, I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
On now is York to kick this one away. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground with Algier. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. From the 37, it's taken in by Williams. He's contained at the line for no gain. Desmond King up to make the tackle. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Here's a give inside to Gainwell. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Hand off here to Davis. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They run with Allen. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Smith working quickly here. Throwing now on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
First down, Smith to throw. It's caught left side by Mitchell. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run now with Allen. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Offense working quickly. Working inside the red zone. Complete to Braylon Allen. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. Motioning one of the tight ends. Allen runs in for the New York touchdown. The Jets make it a 9-point advantage. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. York tacks on that extra point. And the Jets make it a 10-point ball game. On now is York to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And they're going to try to take the lead back to 1 possession here after that last score pushed it up to 24-14. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Burrow from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. Now Burrow. Fits it through the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Catch made by All. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL where they come down to a play or 2 and 3rd downs. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those. A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets and receiver Garrett Wilson back out to take possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Escapes the pocket. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Jets driving. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 29. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Extra DB out there for the Bengals. Third down coming. Running is Allen. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Fourth down punt upcoming, Brock. And here's Austin McNamara to put his leg into it. Ball taken in at the 36. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Pass taken in by Burton. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Donovan Wilson getting there for the stop. From the 44 here on 2nd down. Throw complete. He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, no, it's out! And this is scooped up by the Jets.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Jets and Braylon Allen back out on offense again. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. This finds all complete. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. That was a Fatu Melifonwu there to make the play. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
No place to go, so he just threw it away. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. To throw again, it's Burrow. Flush down out to his left. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Bengals earn the chance to tie before halftime. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that could create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Jets take their first time out. 2nd and 3 now. Looking to throw, Smith. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. He'll throw it. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock. That one intended for Adonai Mitchell. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. He's gonna loft one deep to the left. And he swats that deep shot away, but he better not celebrate just yet. Looks like his contact drew a flag. They may still get this yardage. So halftime has to wait one more snap. That pass interference call means we've got an untimed down coming up. Groupie sends it through. And they've taken back the lead. That brings us to the break. The Jets with a halftime lead here in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the 2nd quarter. From Chicago, we head north to the home of their rivals as we check on the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they've got the lead over the visiting Chicago Bears. Jordan Love with a couple of touchdown tosses. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. Traylon Burks, a touchdown reception.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Return starts at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jets back on offense, led out by Geno Smith. And his start to the season has been special, hasn't it? The way he's played, it's no surprise at all that he's leading the NFL in passing. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
At the 29-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. It's a dime look defensively from the Bengals. 3rd down. From the gun, Smith. Chased out to his right. He's running. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. Fields this at the 19. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be Bengals football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought down on the play by T'Vondre Sweat. 5 DBs out there for the Jets. 3rd down. They motion the tight end over. 3rd and short, it's Burrow. It's taken in by Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
So the big play moves him well past midfield. Has him set up now at the 35. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Caught by Burton. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brandon Stevens in on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That throw behind his intended target.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Jets are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a 2nd half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the 1st play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
1st down, Smith to throw. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Geno Stone picks it off. And he makes the house call. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. But same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals take a 4-point lead.
31, Jets, 27.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Returning it from the 4. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. Now here comes the New York offense. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. Now Smith coming off that pick. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Jordan Battle with the INT. And the Bengals get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception to give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
The Cincinnati offense headed out now. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. On the toss, it's Algier. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Burrow from the gun. Quick slant, that's Williams. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. And it's a nickel look from the Jets, 3rd down. Burrow to the air now. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 now. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Play action now. Burrow. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals parlay the interception into points. Mike Williams, the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Point after, up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals drive their lead to 11.
Jets, 27.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The home teams ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll motion a tight end left. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27.
They bring Wilson in motion right. From the 27. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
36-yard line.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
Right back to Allen. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. Looking for a target. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They've got first down from the 31. Now Smith. Mechie hauls it in. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Headed out right. Now here he goes. And he slides down inside the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another.
And he scores. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's an Adnan Mitchell touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop him either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
He's throwing for it. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Geno Stone picks it off. And they aren't going to get there. He's pushed out of bounds, and the try for 2 does not work. We'll get a stoppage here. Looks like there's a Jet in some discomfort following that play. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Starting from the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Bengals headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Burrow out of the shotgun. Complete out to the right side. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 39. Catch made by All. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And they make the tackle at the 38. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 36. Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
He'll get this complete to McLaughlin. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down. From the red zone now. Forced out to his right. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals hold an 11-point advantage. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. He's got a man left. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun snap to Smith. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Now we have a member of the Jets hurt after that play, and they'll need to get somebody out there to take a look at him. So out now comes the punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Fields this at the 42. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the 4th. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Throwing is Burrow. It's taken in by Williams. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Burrow from the gun. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Burrow setting up the play action. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they take him down right along the 30. 3rd and just 2 to go. They send the tight end in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Play action now. Burrow. Burton there to bring it in. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Gainwell. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down carry for Algier. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Burrow back to throw. He's on the move. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Finds a seam down the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Smith on 1st down. That one gonna go against the D. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Receiver in motion, headed right. 1st down, Smith to throw. Allen there to haul it in.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First and 10 now. Here's Smith. Allen on the catch. He's got it in the red zone. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Completed to his running back. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains. If they wanted any kind of shot here, Kate, to come back in this game, that field goal had to go through and make it a 2-score game. That's only the first of what would need to be several steps here in a hurry to have a chance to try to pull this out.
His return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Hits his running back. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, looks like the 30.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's 2nd and 5. Gets this one to Tyler Algier. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, break off the 1st down.
2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
Putting the tight end in motion. To throw again, it's Burrow. Catch made by All. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Cincinnati.
Burrow setting to throw. He's on the move. He's on the move. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. 2nd and 3 now.
At the 40-yard line.
Here's a handoff for Algier. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
First down, England.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Now Gainwell. And he's going to fight his way down to the 35-yard line. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Burrow to the air now. Throw complete to Williams. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Running for it, here's Algier. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
certainly looking for that nail in the coffin, the knockout punch, a touchdown, and 3-possession lead that could put this one out of reach. Hey, it's a luxury they could afford to take in that spot. Built himself up a little buffer here, Kate, but it's never over until it's over.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Smith. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Logan Wilson has it.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
The visitors and Mike Williams getting set for another go on offense. They're already on a modest little winning streak here, currently in position to stretch it to 3 games as they take the field again. Here's Algier on 1st down. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Bengals nearing their 6th win this season. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's a give inside to Gainwell. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. It's Algier on 3rd. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They go again with Algier. And he'll go down here at the 16. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Wow, they're going to pass it here. This ball's cut by Algier. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. That's caught for the 1st. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals stretch the lead to 23. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Jets offense now set to take over. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. From the gun, Smith. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. They've got to keep moving quick here. Another try following the sack. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from New York.